I'm Blake Schofield, founder and CEO of The Bridge to Fulfillment, mom to 3, USA Today top 10 professional coach, and former corporate executive who got tired of sacrificing my life for a comfortable paycheck. My mission is to expand women's perspectives and empower them to achieve greater impact at home and work without sacrifice. This is The Bridge to Fulfillment. It seems so many of us are waiting for the perfect time, the opportunity when we can be fully present, or for the thing to arrive. Today on The Bridge to Fulfillment, I'm going to share with you a powerful shift to truly accomplish more in your life. To stop waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect time, or for something to show up. A few weeks ago, I read something on a Facebook article about this gentleman who was talking about health and somebody waiting until after the holidays to start a diet. And what he shared really opened up my perspective. It was such a powerful way to look at things, and it's certainly what I've come to know and understand in the work that I do, the life I lead, and having helped hundreds of people in these last 5 years. He talked about how many of us are waiting for the perfect moment and the perfect time to take action. But that's just an illusion, and I've shared that before. But the shift that he shared that was super powerful was this. If you are waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect time, the perfect circumstance, the thing to show up for you, what you are saying is that when you don't have perfect circumstances, when you don't have perfect times, when challenges come your way, that you will not succeed. That you will only take action when times are good, when things are perfect, when circumstances are not challenging. And here's the thing, how often does that actually happen in life? How often are things perfect? How long do things last without some chaos? Very rarely. And this, I think, is such a powerful lesson because if you can begin to understand the way you're looking at life, and you can begin to understand the patterns that are truly keeping you stuck from living the life you want, then you can take the power to change them. I've learned in these last 5 years that there is no such thing as a perfect time. There's no such thing as perfect circumstances. With any 2 or 3 month period of time, we will have some form of chaos brought into our lives, whether it is sickness or death or an unexpected project, or a trip, or a health incident. We cannot control those things, but we can control how we react in them and how we look at them in comparison to the rest of our lives. So many people are looking at life waiting for a time when those things don't exist, and they'll be waiting their entire lives. Or they never learn how to develop the habits and behaviors that enable them to be successful despite all of the challenges that will come their way. And ultimately, the lack of understanding this is what actually stops us from getting what we want. Because the key is to learn how to live in a life of chaos, how to live in a life where the unexpected will come. It's just a matter of when, not if. And to realize that in order to create the lives we want, we have to be willing to take action even when it's not perfect, even when it's unexpected, even when we didn't plan it. Some of the absolutely most amazing things have happened to me at some of the worst times, or they've shown up when it wasn't what I had planned at all. And the only reason I've been able to capitalize on them is because I recognized and really connected to the fact of, is this the right thing for me right now? Not based on my circumstances, but based on what I wanted out of life, based on where I wanted to go. And I started using that as my litmus test. Instead of, is it the perfect time? Is it the perfect place? And all the other excuses that my brain very easily could come up with. So here we are moving into the holiday season. And one of the biggest things I always see and hear is, oh, well, I just need to take a break and I'll start at the beginning of the year. So many people do that and they miss all of the opportunity. All of it, because they were unwilling to see or take action during a time frame of which wasn't quote unquote perfect. Think about it. How many months out of the year do we actually have holidays? Most. We have Valentine's Day. We have Easter, St. Patrick's Day if you celebrate, right? We have 4th of July. We have Labor Day. We have Halloween. We have Thanksgiving. We have Christmas. We have a million others. And then depending on your religious affiliations, etc., we have things that interrupt our lives every single day, but somehow we tell ourselves, well, it's the holidays, or it's this thing. And we don't realize that it's learning how to continue to make progress despite whatever's going on. That's the key to success. You know, a couple years ago, I had a client, Christina. Her success story is in the podcast if you want to go back, but she talked about how she landed her job during the holiday break. And she was so shocked. She couldn't believe it. Right time, right place. And I told her when she had started the program, this is literally one of the most perfect times of the year to start the program because of a couple things. Number one, businesses slow down during the holidays. People don't start new projects, so there's more room. There's more space to connect and collaborate. Less people are actually in the job search or preparing for the job search, so you have much less competition. Companies many times are filling last-minute roles at the end of the year because they have the budget. Or they're planning their budget for the next year and who they're going to hire, and they're actually getting ahead of it. You know that old saying, the early bird gets the worm? That couldn't be more true. I've seen time and time again opportunities come to my clients because they continue to take action despite. Does that mean that you shouldn't enjoy your holidays? Absolutely not. Does it mean that if life happens, you don't have to adapt to it? Absolutely not. But what it does mean is that you stop expecting that life has to be perfect in order to get where you want, that the circumstances have to be perfect. And you start realizing that it will always be imperfect and it doesn't matter. You start building processes and systems that enable you to be successful year-round, despite what comes your way. And then you start reaping the rewards and the opportunities. That client, Christina, actually got a call from the CEO during the holidays to offer her the role. He saw and understood her value and he didn't want to lose her. And he was brilliant in doing so. You know why? Because when January rolled around, she had 3 offers from 3 other companies. They missed the boat though. She'd already taken the one she wanted. And so whether it is in your job search where you are really looking and saying, well, I'm just going to wait until XYZ, or I'll just take some time off. Or it is in your day-to-day life where you're waiting to feel like you can be 100% all in on something, or that you won't have this thing that you have to do with your kids, or this health issue, or this whatever that is for you. I want you to understand that if you're planning your life based on your circumstances, you will always be behind the 8 ball. You will always be waiting for things to be perfect in order to get what you want. But instead, the key really is to understand how. My mom always has this thing on her email that says, learn how to dance in the rain, right? When you learn how to dance in the rain, you remove so much friction from your life because you stop looking at the excuses and the circumstances, and you start getting really clear that everything depends on you. It all begins and ends there, personal responsibility. Am I on a day-to-day basis creating the life I want or not? Am I on a day-to-day basis learning from the choices and decisions that I'm making to enable me to create more of the life I want? Or am I looking externally for something to blame, for something to show up, for something to open up for me instead of doing the work myself? So I hope today has challenged you to think about what it is that you really want for your life and realize that if ever in your life you've been waiting for something external in order for you to do the thing that you say you want, build the thing you say you want to, create the life or career you say you want to, then realize there will never be a perfect time, a perfect circumstance, but it's truly about learning to dance in the rain. It's learning how to take steps forward regardless of your circumstances. And it's actually learning how to be at your best despite the chaos that life will always bring in your way. Thanks again for joining me. Until next time, have a great week. Thanks for joining me today. Rather than hope the grass will be greener, identify what the right next step is. We can help you do just that. Get clarity on where you are in your journey to career fulfillment, where you're headed, optimal paths to get there, and the right next step to take. Start your complimentary personalized career fulfillment plan at www.thebridgetofulfillment.com/plan. Again, you can get your personalized career fulfillment plan at thebridgetofulfillment.com/plan. Thanks again for joining, and have a great week ahead.